Hello and Happy New Year to all of you Squadcast listeners. Welcome back to the official podcast of Glasgow Warriors. Hope you all had a good festive period over Christmas, New Year, and whatever other celebrations you were putting in over that time. Now, before we reflect on the weekend's brilliant win over the DHL Stormers here at Scotstoun, thank you to the 6,500 of you that turned up at Scotstoun to support your Glasgow Warriors on that occasion. We should address the fact that the first episode of the new year takes place without one half of the hosting duo for the Squadcast. Mr. Murphy Walker is unavailable for today, but don't worry, he will be back next week, and indeed he sent us a little note of himself to wish you all a happy new year and all the best.
Good afternoon, Craig, the fellas, and all the Squadcast listeners. Firstly, Happy New Year, since we haven't spoken since. Secondly, I can only apologise for not being there today and leaving you in the ever-faithful hands of Ollie Smith. Hopefully we don't lose any listeners. And also, on the recent weekend, it was brilliant seeing everybody on the pitch after the Stormers game. Even better to meet a long-time loyal listener who I'll give a shout out, Keith Thompson. He had nothing but good things to say about the Squadcast, so no pressure to the lads today. All the reputation is now sitting on you two. Enjoy it, and I'll be back next week. Cheers.
Thank you for everybody that turned out for the game against the Stormers on Sunday, which I think is fairly safe to say was probably one of the best games we've seen here for a very long time. Shout out to Sione's left boot and Seba for finishing that off instead of the East Stand. Right boot. He's done my job for me. I've introduced him as co-host, but one man who was very much in the thick of things on Sunday, Ollie Smith.
Hello.
How are you?
It's good to be back. You know, sorry that Murphy's not here, but I will hopefully do just as good a job.
Like we said, involved on Sunday. Just talk us through it from your side of things. We know what it was like from the stands, but for you as fullback, A, it looked like a cracking game to be involved in, and B, just talk us through how the team came through that one.
Yeah, it was kind of mental. It was definitely one of the best games I've played in terms of atmosphere and sort of running rugby. You know, outside backs enjoy a lot of running rugby, and that's how we want to play. And yeah, we managed to cut the Stormers apart a little bit on the edges. So, you know, the centre partnership with Huey Pilotu, we're carving up, of course. Seba, Steno, you know, everyone playing their role. And yeah, to win it in the last play is pretty special against the last year's champions. So.
You were talking everybody else up. I think I'll double check this. I think I saw that you were the top meter maker in that game.
Was I?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
You definitely knew that.
I did not know that.
100%.
I'll double check that again.
Yeah,
I could have just thrown you a complete curveball of a stat that's
I'll take
wrong.
it.
But
I'll
there
take
you
it.
go.
Yeah,
But yeah,
take it.
you touched on a number of boys there. Obviously, the 4 try scorers, well, 3 try scorers, Seba with a brace.
Of course, yeah.
Just touch on a little bit as well with Hugh and Sione in midfield. Obviously, Huey Pilotu, as we've mentioned
Huey
on
Pilotu,
several occasions on social media. A shout out to, honestly, I apologise in advance. I can't remember the account that came up with that on social media.
It was
Thank you
at
for that.
Hugh Jones.
Was it at Hugh Jones?
Yeah, at Hugh Jones.
Not the actual Hugh Jones. But yeah, I mean, how good were they?
Yeah, class. I think they complement each other very well. I think Wilson said it in commentary during the game as well, that Sione is maybe known for his carrying and beating defenders with physicality, but he's also got a bit of deft touch, you know. He can putter or grubber, and kick the ball long, and, you know, he's a good ball player as well, and Hugh's same, he's lightning quick and deceptive and stuff like that. So, I mean, we saw it from both of them at the weekend.
What I will say is that having missed recording last week due to taking the back end of a cold and losing my voice, it was not the game to come back to having just got my voice back. Pretty sure I nearly lost it again on Monday.
Yeah, I know. We left it late, but, you know, makes for the best viewing, doesn't it? So.
Well, he's been sat here patiently waiting to be introduced as well. We should introduce our guest for today. Cam Neild, how are you?
Well, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you settling in? We've not actually had a chance to get you sat down for a Squadcast until now, but you've been here since mid-November?
Yeah, November the 14th, so just under 2 months now.
Yeah.
I've been here. Feels a lot longer that I've been here, but here I am.
Is that a good thing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Feels
good.
like I've spent a lot of time at the Stoon in 2 months, so yeah, definitely got through some work in that time.
Good stuff. And you're obviously also living with Mr. Forbes.
Yeah, I can't speak highly enough of my roomie. What a guy. Very laid back. We complement each other well in that regard, and nicest, most lovely bloke to be able to live with. So delighted that he's my roomie.
Now, again, we've had a little bit of a discussion off air with a couple of people in the room as well. You're also making waves on social media with your culinary delights, shall we say? Just tell the listeners what on earth I'm on about.
Yeah, so me and Cole have neither enjoy the cold weather. So during our winter evenings, in the last month, we spend most of our time in the apartment, and we have nothing to do in the apartment. So we decided to make a wraps account. We make chicken and cheese wraps, and we make them regularly to the point that it's every night we eat the same chicken and cheese wraps. Might sound dull. Follow the account at Wraps Are Good For Me. It's not dull. It's fascinating, and we enjoy it. And I think all the followers, maybe you can vouch for me on this one, enjoy the account.
I mean, I'm still getting over the chicken and cheese wrap, to be honest. I'm right there with that, but we'll let the listeners decide. Ollie, are you a follower?
I don't think I am, actually.
Oh,
I've seen a couple of videos, though. I know that's bad for me.
Yeah, it's good that you've seen videos.
I've
That
seen
means
the
other
videos,
people,
yeah.
other people are watching
people
and
have
pointing
shared
out
it.
to you.
Yeah.
That's good.
I do like a wrap, you know. The cold nights, it's you just want to make a lazy dinner, and there's nothing easier than a chicken and cheese wrap. isn't there?
Whoa! I think you're undermining our wraps here. I think you're undermining. Simplicity is the greatest form of sophistication. I won't disagree with that. But
Nice.
you know, it's a classy act and a thing that we've got running here. It's not just put together in 2 minutes. It's hard work. Blood, sweat, and tears into this one.
It's phrases like simplicity is the simplest form of sophistication that I think is going to make you a perfect guest for this, to be honest with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Anytime. Anyway, we'll crack on and we will give you a brief refresher of the format of the Squadcast for listeners new and old who might have overindulged over Christmas and New Year and can't remember. In front of Cameron today, we've got our Squadcast hat. We're on a baseball cap this week. We're away from the festive hat. They are parked until this time next year. In that hat, there are a selection of Squadcast scenarios written on little scraps of paper. We have refreshed the questions over the festive break, so there are some new ones in there. Your job, Cameron, is to pick them out, to discuss them, and basically make sure we don't lose listeners over the next however long we're on. So, question number 1.
Better keep them interesting then. Who is most? So the thing is, I've been here 2 months, and I'm still getting to know personalities, and so I will do my best. But the first question is, who is most likely to forget / remember your birthday?
I wouldn't even say I know this, to be honest.
Looks like it's Ollie Smith for the forget.
I guess it's whoever's got you on Facebook, because you get a notification. So I'm probably still limited, as most people I think work through Instagram at the moment. So most people, if I follow somebody, then one of the lads and I follow them through Instagram, I probably wouldn't add them as a friend on Facebook anymore. I think I leave that to my nan to at people on Facebook. But yeah, I do actually have Cole on Facebook, and he is me. So it's probably going to be Cole who remembers my birthday, because he'll get a notification about it.
I feel like Murphy is probably quite good at remembering birthdays.
Yeah, could see that.
I don't know why, but I feel like he is. I'm terrible at remembering birthdays.
Have you ever forgotten somebody's birthday that you really shouldn't have? Or?
Nah, like, I feel like the ones you remember are like your family ones.
Yeah.
I remember them.
I don't think I'm very good at that.
Really?
Yeah, I think if my family were listening to this, or if they are listening to this, which they won't be, but if they were, not saying you shouldn't, but if they were listening to this, which they might do once I forward it to them, and they know it exists, they would say I am terrible for remembering their birthdays. I probably couldn't tell you all of their birthdays off by heart right now, which is pretty disappointing, I would say.
We're not going to make you prove that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You could tell us any date, we'd believe you.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, we'll run with the fact I know them.
I'll tell you what, we'll not make you prove it as long as you do tell your family that this exists.
Okay, well, I'll forward it on. I'm going to now. I didn't really know it existed myself, to be honest, before this. So
Great, honest.
Sorry, you've got the honesty, like you said, of being here for a couple of months, so you're still finding out. Whereas
you
Duncan
gotta
Weir,
find your feet. Yeah.
Duncan Weir, opening salvo, never listened to this.
Oh wow, that is.
What a bad guy.
I know.
He's meant to be a man of the
he's
club.
got kids and a lot going on outside.
Don't buy it.
Okay, I tried to save him. Sorry, Duncan.
Don't buy it.
Well, he's not listening anyway, so
Yeah,
it
is he?
doesn't matter.
I can't hear.
Anyway, question number 2. Ollie, Cameron, one of you pick that one out.
Who is most likely to go on Love Island?
There you go, Cameron.
Easy.
All right, here we go.
Easy. And I think there'd be an absolute disaster on it.
Really?
Jack Dempsey, I think, would go on there thinking he's going to go out there, get the most attractive girl on there. Careful with what I say, but I think, he backs himself. If you was asking him to rate himself a 10 out of 10, maybe more in all categories, and I reckon the public would despise him and see him as a pig.
Yeah. He would have his tiny little shorts on, t-shirt, maybe even a polo shirt with a collar up, and then a cap backwards. He wears that one all the time. I can't remember what it says, some Spanish one. Wears it backwards all the time. That would be his look every single day. He went on Love Island. That's a good answer.
I mean, there's not really any way we can improve it. Either of you ever considered it?
No.
Ever watched it?
Oh yeah, watch
Yeah,
every
watch
single
it, yeah,
season.
yeah,
Big
of course.
followers. Having come from Manchester, Molly May and Tommy are quite local to me, and occasionally frequented the same gym as Molly May. My girlfriend's quite a big fan. Okay. So I had to do the embarrassing dad thing where you like go over and like, hi, this is my girlfriend. Say hello. Not impressed after that. I got in a lot of trouble. But it was funny. Just for the laughs.
Ollie, you're on that level, or are you?
Yeah, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
But I would never go on it.
It's coming out soon again, isn't it? I think it's next week. I think it's next week on Monday. Sorry, I don't know that exactly. Yeah. It's
I didn't
next
know
week.
there was a
I'm
winter
pretty
one.
I'll be honest with you, I have never watched a minute of it in my life, and I don't intend to.
You're lying.
Well, I think you're missing out.
I mean, I may well be, but I'm content in my missing out at this point.
Oh, well.
Suit yourself.
I'll try.
Suits you.
Question number 3.
Get stuck in.
Who is most likely to cry at a movie?
Can you say Franco?
You can say Franco if you want.
I'm not going to say Franco.
You might find yourself dropped for the next game in this case.
Don't know. He's quite emotional. George Turner can be quite emotional sometimes.
I think Bino is a tall, honest, emotional, heart on sleeve kind of bloke. And I feel like if you were to pull if the movie was to pull the right strings, you could see him shed a tear.
Like a Marley and Me or something.
Yeah,
that movie's sad.
I was going to say, is that the one that does it for you, Ollie?
Nah, I don't think I've seen it.
No?
But I just know it's a sad movie. The dog dies. I don't really want to watch that.
Oh, spoilers. Thanks for that.
Well, it's an old movie.
Thanks, Ollie. Appreciate that. But yeah, Bino was an interesting show.
Yeah, that is a good show.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
What was the last thing you've been to see in the cinema, or generally on Netflix?
Gregor Brown and I went to see Avatar 2.
Oh, yeah?
It was a good movie, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, very long, but I know I'm lying.
Oh, okay.
I'm lying. The last movie I saw was with my mother last week. I saw the Whitney Houston movie.
Okay.
The one about her life.
Yeah.
It was actually quite good.
Yeah.
Good singer. Who knew?
I mean, I knew Whitney Houston was quite a good singer. But
Well, so because it's like before my generation. No
Right,
offense,
okay.
Greg.
you're one of the only people in this club that can probably actually get away with saying that.
I knew she was famous, but I didn't realize she was like
Mm.
that famous. She's sort of broken all those records of number ones, beat the Beatles and all that. And then same record as Michael Jackson. That's crazy for some awards thing. Most
Fair
awards in a
enough.
night or something. It was a good movie. Very nice.
So that or Avatar, which one was the...
Avatar was better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
Even despite the fact it's about 16 hours long.
yeah, good character progression though in that movie, and it pulls at your heartstrings. It
Yeah.
does, but it's a good ending. There might even be a third one, to be honest. The way that
It's
ended.
supposed to be like 5 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
It'll be about 50 by the time it comes out.
Yeah,
Cam, what about you? What was the last thing you've sat down and not cried at?
Nothing at the cinema. I've not really been to the cinema for quite a while. But me and Cole watch a lot of Netflix, and I can't remember what it's called, but it was about the guy who works on the stock exchange.
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff, and that was brilliant. Yeah. Normally, I'm sat on the couch, phone in hand, scrolling at the same time as watching a movie. But this, I was glued to. The idea that he could, live his life making millions and billions, and bad guy, whatever. But he made so much money, and at 70 got arrested. But there's 50 good years in there as a millionaire, being able to go on holiday wherever you want. And I was like, Christ, he's rolled it. I mean, he's definitely worked hard for it, but rolled the dice. But wow, he looked like he had a good life, and it was a real eye-catching
Very good series.
series. Yeah,
Fair enough.
Jack Mann and I actually watched that last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we finished that last night. It was very, very good. $69 billion he made in a Ponzi scheme by the end of it. That is
incredible, isn't it?
I mean,
unfathomable.
I'd settle for just 1 billion.
Yeah, exactly. That's we were discussing that. When do you just call it quits?
Yeah.
You're just like, okay.
Before you
that's
built
it.
the 17th floor is when you call it
Yeah.
quits. Stick with the 19th floor. That made enough money.
Yeah. Before you did some dodgy dealings on the 17th floor.
And if you've got any opinions on how many billions you'd like after listening to this episode, please fire them in. We'll hear one next week.
Craig, you get one.
Okay.
You
I'm
get
in.
one, Craig.
I'm in. There we go. All right then. Who is the most likely to text you with "on my way" when they're still getting ready? Fire away.
I know the answer to this. This is an easy one to answer.
Slam dunk.
Having picked the person up only once, but heard Stafford's frustration about picking the person up. Walter Fafita is the latest human being. I used to be, as a youngster, I used to be late, and I don't hold grudges against other people that are late, but he does push your boundaries, I feel. On if you're texting when you're outside, if you're going to pick him up in the morning, you hope he's stood on the corner. It's respectful. You're doing him a favour. You're picking him. I hope he's listening to this, because maybe he will change his tune. But you'd hope the guy would be on the corner. Really, thanks a lot for the lift. Blah 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 blah. But instead, it's outside, and then he's you can just feel that as he gets off the couch. Puts his shoes on, picks up his bag, come down in the elevator, 3 floors. 15 minutes later, he's sat in the passenger seat. And you're like, this might be the last time I do this guy a favour.
That was a good answer.
Yeah, I mean, I've got absolutely like you took us on a full journey there. That was.
That's how it feels when you're sat in the driver's seat, looking at the clock, thinking, "Am I going to be late here?"
Oh, I mean, do you just get him to pay the fine if you're late? Is there a
Well,
fine?
I've never been late.
Never been late.
Never been late.
Good
So just keep arriving early at Walter's house. I mean, as I say, I fixed him up once, but I feel for Stafford's frustration.
I feel maybe you get
Who
Stafford
seems
back
to do
on
regularly.
Yeah. Ollie, would you go along with that?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a good shot. I back Cameron's decision. I've never given Walt a lift personally, but I trust his judgment.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a very swift one. We'll move straight on.
Oh,
I'll go for it.
that's the tag. The hat.
Who has the best boot or shoe collection? The best boot collection is Duncan Weir.
Yep.
And maybe not that he will ever listen to this, but he will say that he has the best boot collection. He's got that collection of Preds and stuff like that, and he takes very good care of his boots. He loves his boots. He also has started on units today, Tuesday units. He will always wear a pair of Astro trainers. He won't wear studs.
Oh, really?
He started doing that. Yeah, some old school black and white, maybe Tempos with a tongue.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Just a pair of Astro trainers, no studs, nothing, which is quite interesting.
Is there a reason for that, or?
Something to do with his calves. I don't know.
Okay.
He's getting quite old. He's getting on a bit. So,
Okay.
Shoe collection. Sione Tuipolotu.
Yeah.
He's got good shoes.
He sounds like the sort of guy that would have that
Yeah,
sort of fashion
good
sense on that
style.
side.
Yeah, he's got a variation of brands as well, not just like your basic ones.
Yeah.
He's got a good New Balance. He's got a pair of Solomons.
Nice.
Some nice Nike ones as well. So yeah, give him credit where credit's due.
Was always slightly jealous of people that had the Tempos and Predators and stuff like that, because my feet are very wide and those boots are not.
Yeah, slim. They are slim. Tempos are slim. They're nice boot though.
And a good share of forwards boots. I mean, these are just the extra long studs. You'd be fine.
Yeah, the
Oh,
planks of wood and that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nails.
Yeah, I managed to avoid that, thankfully, as well.
Can't what about you? Ever been on full on?
Not got opinion on shoes whatsoever, or on other people's shoes.
Yeah. Don't take this the wrong way. That does not surprise me about you. No.
Wear my Birks, sliders casually around.
So you are in a very
People-
comfortable looking pair of sliders at the minute.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the way I like to rock it. If
Yeah.
people like wearing nice shoes, good for them. I don't care.
Fair enough.
So,
On that note, we'll move that one on, shall we?
I think so. I'll go next then.
Yeah, go in.
One springs to mind early for this. Best nickname in the squad, where did it come from? Mine was going to be Chuggy, I thought. So Hugh Jones, I'm not sure why he's called Shuggy. And then Franco, one meeting, called him Chuggy. I don't know why. Everyone found it quite funny. And yeah, it lives on. Chuggy.
We can answer the Shuggy one, because that's Hugh in Scottish. Basically.
Okay, yeah.
Is
right,
it?
Shug is Hugh.
That's
in
not good.
See,
Scottish.
I didn't know that.
No, there we go.
I've heard
It
that
might
quite
just
a
be-
few times.
might just be a
There's
Western
few guys
Scotland
called
thing, dunno.
Hugh that get called Shug.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know why.
That's just I don't know where it's come from, but that is just the
Right.
tradition.
All
thing.
right.
Yeah,
There you go. Every day's
There
a
you go.
school day.
everyone, yeah.
Not a true
Yeah, I didn't
Scotsman.
know that either.
Ollie?
Great little
Nicknames. I don't know. There's loads. Trying to go through like the team. Think of a nickname.
I think you might have actually answered this one when you were
Yeah,
on
I
as
think
a
I did.
guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peanut. Walter.
Yes. Yeah.
Peanut.
That was
I think
yours.
that was my answer.
That was
last
your
time.
answer the last
It
time,
was,
yeah.
yeah.
Anybody new that's come out? Cam, you've got a new one, or are you just Cammers? What's your-
Cameras.
what's your-
Yeah.
Nobody's come around with a nickname for you yet.
Uh,
Fair enough.
don't think so.
Yeah, there's not
Unless it's
many.
behind my back, then I'm unaware.
You don't want to hear them.
Fair enough, I can appreciate it.
We'll go with one more. I always appreciate
One
you guys are staying behind, as it were.
Oh, God.
So knock
It's
yourselves
all right.
out.
I'm only going back to chicken and cheese wraps on the couch.
I was going to say, what's your dinner tonight? Is it chicken and cheese on the couch?
What's
again?
this chicken and
I'm
cheese?
saying
This
good.
isn't another plug for the chicken and cheese wrap account. At wraps are good for me, by the way. But
What do you season the chicken with?
pardon.
What do you season the chicken
Well, I'm glad you asked there, Ollie.
with? Go on, wraps are good for us and find out. Is that
Yeah.
what you're gonna say?
No, it isn't. I was going to answer your question. Sweet chili sauce. Well, the most important thing is after you cut the chicken into small pieces, larger surface area, I feel, picks up a greater amount of sauce.
Yeah.
So obviously, the smaller piece of chicken, the greater amount of sauce the chicken's going to pick up, and then as you heat the chicken, then a bit of water fills up in the pan. So I think it's very important to drain the water so you don't have the water stopping the sauce from getting to the chicken. So the draining is the important part before you put it back in the pan. Once you put it back in the pan, that's when we get to the sauce,
Yeah, right.
which is the sweet chili, hot sauce, and sriracha. Two of the three, one of them definitely being sweet chili.
Yeah.
And that is pretty consistent
Yeah.
to the point where it's every single night. But as I say, simplicity is the greatest
Form
form.
of sophistication.
Thank you. You
There
said
we
it,
go.
not me. But that's why it's not so simple, the rap game. So if you're interested, at Raps Are Good For Me, another plug for the account, please follow. And yeah, well, if you don't just have to follow, please forward your own raps into the account. We're actually doing a rate and review. Shuggy or Chuggy, who is our first guest on the account, had his rate and review 6.5. I thought it was a good score, great place for him to start at. He was greatly disappointed. So if you also want to be disappointed, please send us your own rap into the account and we will slander you to the hills and back.
Nice.
Sorry, Ollie, it was
If I don't come back next week and there's like 40,000 replies to this,
Oh, I'd appreciate it.
True.
At Raps Are Good For Me, send them there. And we will slate you.
Ollie's been very patiently waiting to read to the last question of the day.
Let's get the plug in, though.
Who would you most like to replace in a game? I don't really
So this was
understand
a new one before Christmas that we had. So you can pick any player, any position that's playing on a pitch. If you're coming off the bench, we're going full high school rules. You can pick whichever position you want to come on at if you haven't already played there.
So confused. What? So like, I was like, oh, I really want to come on for
Yeah, if for some
Ollie
reason,
Cable.
if for some reason you want to come on as a
Be
prop. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I don't know.
Funny enough, the forwards always love going the other way. The backs are
Yeah,
never.
I quite like standing at the
Yeah.
back. To be honest, I'll just stay there. Yeah. I'll come on for Josh Mackay.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
I fancy moving in a little bit, just like
Oh, I'd maybe
Coming
go
on
for
for
10
TJ,
for a bit.
yeah.
Well,
Maybe,
13.
Yeah, I could maybe go 13. You know, just strings in the bowl. You know, I'd maybe quite like a dry day, a nice summer's day. I'd maybe come on for a 10.
Doesn't say you can
Come
pick the conditions as well.
You said dream fantasy or whatever.
Yeah, full
What did
whatever.
you say? High school rules or whatever you said.
Yeah, did you? I've said this once before. Like, was this ever a thing for you guys where you just like the last 10 minutes of a game, like second last week of the season, you just
No.
like, nah, on you go, pick somebody. Come on, I did that a couple times.
Nah.
Run out of inside centre for 10 minutes, crash balls all the way. It's great.
Nah, I never had that.
No, fair enough.
Nah.
Might be talking to myself there.
Yeah. Maybe played a bit of 9 when I was at school.
Yeah?
Like first year, second year, just for crack. You know?
Mike Phillips-esque.
Yeah.
The 6 foot.
I wasn't too
giant.
tall when I was early years of school. I grew late, I'd say.
really?
So I was maybe like, I don't know, like Donkey Weir's height.
Fair enough.
Something like
Depressing.
How about you,
You
Gav?
won't hear it.
that. Slander everyone.
I mean, not far from my own position. I mean, the best position on the pitch has got to be number 8, just because you can just pick the ball up and run with it. So I guess flanker's like a second best to an 8, in that which really maybe I'm just really putting myself down here, like second best to a number 8. Yeah, okay, I'll finish on that. I'm just second best to a number 8.
Would you two ever swap positions?
No,
Nah.
No way.
don't be stupid.
No
I mean,
way.
I'd be. Actually, I'd be pretty good in this position. You might not be as good in mine, but
I get 5 tackles a game, if that.
They all count.
Yeah.
yeah, and I am so slow. I'd be so useless back there.
There we go. On that note, very positive. That is the end of episode 13 of the Squadcast. Thank you very much to everybody for listening. Cameron, thank you very much for subbing in at late notice.
No, anytime. Thanks for having
Very
me.
much appreciate
Loved
it. Ollie, likewise, thank you for subbing in for slightly longer, but still quite late notice.
Thank you so much.
And we will see, well, we won't see you, but you will hear us next week on the Squadcast. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. I've been Craig Wright. He's been Cameron Neild. He's been Ollie Smith. And this has been the Glasgow Warriors Squadcast.